just making yourselves comfortable in a comfortable seated posture, maybe with your legs crossed, or you can sit on the heels if that feels good. And just bringing your first finger and your thumb together and resting the hands down upon the knees. So just closing the eyes here. And just take a few moments for the body to simmer and settle into this space today. Feel the back of the neck nice and long, the shoulders down. And think of turning that pubic bone down towards the ground so that you feel a length through the spine. Let's just take a few moments just to check into your body today. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? Just notice with a gentle awareness. Try not to change anything or judge yourself. Give yourself a hard time, as we tend to do. Just notice right now, whatever's going on in your body, whatever's going on in your mind, it's okay. You're perfect just as you are in this moment. Just notice it like an observer, stepping back from yourself. And be okay with whatever comes up, whatever's present. Try not to push it away. And then we'll take a brief body scan from the top of the head down towards the toes. And just begin to notice the body part by part, so the physical body now. You may notice areas where you're holding tension, maybe in the shoulders, in the neck, or in the back, or somewhere else in the body. Or you may notice not very much. You may notice the body feels relaxed today. So again, don't be hard on yourself. Just become aware, step away from the body and notice what you're carrying, how the body's feeling. Be okay with whatever's present today. And then we're going to bring awareness to our breath. So again, try not to change the breath. Notice, is your breath fast or slow? Is it deep or shallow, smooth or jagged? Again, there's no right or wrong here. The breath is perfect just as it is. Just step away from the breath and notice, how is the breath today? Are you breathing into your belly? Are you breathing into your chest? Just notice. If you wish to now, placing right hand on your belly and left hand on your heart. We're going to follow the journey of the breath now. So breathing through the nostrils, you may wish to visualize an ocean of air around you. So as you breathe in, it's like you're breathing in this ocean, this expansive energy. Breathe it in. Maybe imagining there's waterfall in your throat, so this breath is flowing down towards a lake in your belly. So as you breathe in, you begin to feel the belly rise. So try and fill the belly up, like you're filling up this lake, this reservoir, with fresh new energy. As you breathe out, begin to notice that breath leaving the belly, so the tummy drawing back in. The breath flowing out through that waterfall back out to your ocean of air. Continue with this visualization, filling the belly up as you breathe in. And don't worry if this doesn't happen. If the breath stays in the chest, that's absolutely fine. Just notice that journey of the breath. Send it as deep as you can. Fill the body as though you're filling up a wonderful vessel, fresh new energy. And as you breathe out, imagine just being rid of any unwanted energies, any stagnant energy in the body. Let it go. wish to practice now a ujjayi breath. So if you're new to this breath, then you can just hover the right hand in front of you. So release the left hand down and just bring the right hand in front of you. So with the ocean breath, the ujjayi breath, we're going to breathe in through the nostrils. And we'll just practice with the mouth open. So breathing out through the mouth as though you're breathing into a pane of glass. So you're cleaning your glasses or you're steaming a mirror. So breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. You're making that slightly narrowing of the glottis, narrowing of the throat. To make that hissing sound. And then when you're ready, we're going to release the hand back down. We're going to imagine that pane of glass in front of us, but this time we're going to close the mouth. So breathe in through the nose. So with the same intention of breath, as though you're breathing through gills at the side of the throat. You're making that hissing sound, the sound of the ocean with the throat. So this could be called the ocean breath. This ujjayi breath just helps to cleanse the body, detoxify the blood and the body, gives us a little more energy and helps us be rid of toxins in the body. So you can take on this breath throughout your practice at any point, or if it doesn't feel comfortable for you, just come back to a natural breath. Do this a few more times. Wonderful, guys. So when you're ready now, you can stay with that ujjayi breath, or you can just come back to a natural breath. We're going to tilt the head ever so slightly now towards the left shoulder. So I'd like you now just to become aware of thoughts in your mind. So our mind becomes so dominant from day to day, tends to dominate and lead us all the time. But what I'd like you to do now is just begin to become aware of any thoughts, any stories, any concerns, any plans that are going on in the mind right now. Just welcome them in and become aware of them. Try not to push them away. What's going on in the mind? Wonderful, guys. Then what I'd like you to do is imagine these thoughts, these stories, this chattering in the mind, the busyness, begins to pour out now from your ear, down in towards your heart space. So you may wish to imagine this is like water flowing down, or you may wish to imagine like you're emptying a heavy rucksack of rocks, and you're placing down each concern, each thought, each plan, you're placing them down as though you're emptying this heavy rucksack. Releasing them down one by one into your heart space. So by doing this, we're allowing our heart to take these thoughts. And know that there's an abundance of energy, elasticity in the heart that can look after these thoughts or concerns. Just let them go one by one, knowing that there's an abundance of space and energy here. Feel you've laid them down one by one. We might take a while here. I'd like you to imagine you're planting a little seed of positivity, and you're going to drop this seed down in towards the crevices, in towards the gaps between the rocks. And this is a seed of intention. So you may need something at the moment. You may feel you need a little bit of clarity, a bit of inner peace, a bit of love, whatever it is. So just drop down with that seed a word, an intention, a feeling, or just a colour, whatever comes to mind. So it might just be the word positivity or love, whatever comes to mind. Just drop it down like a little seed of positivity now. Wonderful, guys. Bringing the head back to centre. We're going to bring the palms of the hands together now and rubbing the palms of the hands, placing releasing them over the closed eyes with your shoulders down. So opening your eyes in darkness when you're ready, and just allow the hands to melt down away from the face, opening your eyes in your own time. Wonderful, guys. You can change the cross of the legs if you have your legs crossed. You won't stay here for too much longer. So just interlocking the fingers, turning the palms away. We're going to float the arms up and over, and then drop the shoulders. So slight bend in the elbows if you need to. If you're tight in the shoulders, just keep a nice bend in the elbows. Begin to lengthen through the spine. You can open or close your eyes here. Feeling that wonderful lift through the spine as you breathe. So you're feeling grounded and earthed through your sitting bones. Nice and long and open through the heart space and through the spine. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, we're just going to begin to circle the wrists. Your wrists are dancing, circling, moving. This time of year our joints can get a little bit clicky. So just moving through the wrists. Wonderful, guys. So we'll do the same again, interlocking your fingers, but swap the hands over. So interlock them as you do naturally, then swap them over. Try not to think about it. Turn the palms away, arms float up. And again, slight bend in the elbows if you need to. Draw that chin in towards the chest so there's no stress or strain in the neck. And breathe. Feeling grounded through the sitting bones, but lifted through the spine. Wonderful, guys. Bravissimo. So this time we're going to shake the hands out. So get the prana moving, flowing, get the positive energy going. So just shake the hands out, shake the hands up. Lovely. Shake them out to the sides, all the way down, and then just release the hands, feeling the zing, feeling the energy, that prana through the hands. Wonderful, guys. This time we're going to float the arms up and we're going to come into a twist. So opposite hand to opposite knee, bring the back hand behind you, and we're going to twist from the upper body. Try not to stress or strain the neck behind you, keep the neck in line with the spine. Begin to lengthen through the spine, breathing there. Allow there to be a soft smile on the face or within the body, just to soften through the posture, so we're not pushing or pulling or trying, we're just softening in the posture now as you breathe. Wonderful, guys. Keeping the hand upon the knee, we're going to take the back hand and just sweep it over in line with the ear into a side stretch. Wonderful, guys. Come back to center, floating both arms back up. We're going to twist it over to the other side, opposite hand to knee, back hand behind you, and again making the twist from the upper body as you breathe. Keeping the hand upon the knee, sweeping the back hand up and over in line with the ear. Wonderful, guys. Coming back to center. Releasing the block away, moving it out to the side, and we're going to come to lie on our back. So lengthening and stretching through the spine, floating the arms up and overhead, taking a nice big stretch here. So lengthening, stretching through the whole body now, making the body as long as you possibly can. Breathing here. As you breathe out, just let everything flop down. So keep the arms overhead, just breathe in to lengthen and stretch. Breathe out, let go. Through the nose or mouth is fine. Breathing in. And breathe out. Maybe a nice big sigh through the mouth really helps as an antidote to pain and stress. Breathing in, breathing out to let go. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, rotating wrists and ankles now. So making a bit of movement through the joints. One direction, then the other. And then flowing with the breath. So breathing in to lengthen. As you breathe out now, we're going to flex the feet and draw the arms down towards your sides as though you're pushing the air out, so with the palms facing down towards the ground. Breathe in, point the toes, float the arms up and over the head. So you're filling your body with positive energy. As you breathe out, pushing out any unwanted energies from the body. Any negativity, any stagnant energy, pushing it out, letting it go. Breathing in, floating, arms up and over. And breathing out, pushing it out, releasing down. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, bending at the knees. Bringing the hands down towards your sides, bringing the feet in line with the hips. If you have a block nearby and you want to use it, you can place it between the knees here. So we're going to move through the spine. So placing the palms down, we're going to tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards. So it's just the pelvis moving and tilting. Your arms are down towards your sides and you're just rocking the hips in towards you, then away from you. Keeping that block between the knees if you have the block. Making sure your heels are roughly in line with your hips, tucked in towards your bottom. Wonderful, guys. Then we're going to begin to lift through the spine. So a couple of vertebrae each time, lifting the hips up a little and then lowering back down. So placing the spine vertebra by vertebra. And we're going to build up momentum with each breath. We're going to come a little further up through the spine. Lifting, lengthening, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. Breathing in, as you breathe out, drawing the arms now, maybe up and over the head, as you lift the hips up. And as you breathe out, you're going to lower the spine and lower the hips. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out to raise and lift. So don't worry about the breath too much. If you're concentrating too much on the breath and it doesn't feel natural, don't worry. Just move in your own way. Breathe in your own rhythm. Find your flow of movement and breath. Your body will be doing just what it needs to do. Just trusting that intuition as you raise, lift and open the heart space. Float the arms up and over. Raise and lift the hips. And as you breathe out, release and soften back down. Wonderful, guys. Breathing in, raise and lift. And breathing out, soften and release. Wonderful. Taking that block or foam cushion now, we're going to place it under the hips, so not quite on the bottom, not quite on the lower back, but the space between the sacroiliac dimples. So you might just want to have a little feel for where you get the little indents of your lower back, your sacroiliac dimples. Then taking your block on the length of the block and just raising up. Go as high as you wish to go. And then draw the arms down towards your sides, maybe with the palms facing up, knees in line with the hips, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and just breathe. This is a wonderful posture if you feel prone to a cough or a cold this time of year. By raising the hips above the heart space, this helps to drain the lymphatic fluids, so generating a bit of space in the lymph nodes. Helps to drain that the lymphatic fluid down. And helps to re-energize the immune system. You can take a few Ujjayi breaths here if that feels good. Cleansing out any unwanted energies through the little gills at the side of the throat. Wonderful, guys. Turning your block down now to its lowest setting, or you can release the block together, or just placing a firm cushion under you. We're going to raise the legs up now into waterfall pose. So just raise the legs up. See how that feels for you today. And from here, we're going to take the legs nice and wide. Just take the legs wide. See how that feels today. And if you wish to, you can begin to circle the feet. One direction, then the other. If this feels too much, just keep the feet still. And then float the feet together. And again, circle the ankles. One direction, then the other. Take the legs wide. Circle the ankles, and then again together, and a little circle. Wonderful, guys. Lower the feet down, release the block away, and hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rocking from side to side, releasing now through the lower back and spine. Taking the hand upon the knees, drawing circles with the knees. So keep the knees together, and just making nice big circles. Massaging the sacral area, the lower back, one direction then the other. And then with the big toes together, we're going to draw circles with the knees in opposite directions. One direction then the other. And then we're going to come into happy baby. So if you're unfamiliar to this one, just watching me to begin with. We're going to keep the knees nice and wide. And we're going to take the arms up and overhead. Then we're going to draw the arms in between the legs. So you're going to take your elbows in line with your knees. And then we're going to begin to flex the feet. So drawing your knees down towards the ground, your feet, soles of your feet are facing up to the ceiling or sky. And you can grab hold of whatever's available to you. So maybe the shins, maybe the outer edges of the feet, maybe the big toes. So as you do this, just begin to relax the shoulders, making the back of the neck nice and long. So relax the spine and think of drawing the tailbone as close to the ground as possible. So you're getting as much length through the spine as you can. And just begin to soften through the hips. Thinking of releasing the mind, moving into your heart space. Surrender and release through the hips. So we tend to carry a lot of our emotional tension here. Maybe just saying to yourselves, I let go of emotional tension in my hips. You may wish to take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then draw the soles of the feet together. Wonderful, guys. Rocking from side to side. We're going to come over onto one side. And when you're ready, coming onto all fours. So wrists in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. We're just going to rock the hips from side to side when you're ready. And then rotate the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to open the heart space. So breathing in, as you breathe out, rolling through the spine, curling through the spine. Breathing in to open and lengthen. And breathing out, curling through the spine. Moving in your own time with your own breath. And when you're ready, we'll come into a downward dog. So tucking the toes under, pushing through the hands, raising and lifting back towards the heels. So breathing there. Maybe bending one knee then the other, walking the dog here. And then walking the feet towards the hands. We're going to bend at the knees, allow the body to release over the thighs and grab hold of opposite elbows. Release the hands here and slowly come up vertebra by vertebra, rotating the shoulders away from the ears and just make a bit of movement from side to side. So feel free to grab a glass of water if you wish to. Come towards the front of your mats now. We're going to bring the feet hip distance apart and bring the hands towards the lower back. So the heel of the hands drawing down, the hips coming forward, opening through the lower back, the heart space begins to open. Wonderful. So like a bit of a mini back bend here, opening through the heart space, coming back forward. When you're ready, bringing the palms of the hands together. First finger can point up. We're going to float the arms in line with the ears, and again, hips coming forward. We're going to forward fold now from the palms. So all the way down, slight bend in the knees if you need to. Release the hands. And then bring the hands to the shins, nice flat back. Bring the hands down towards the ground. We're going to step one foot, then the other, into plank. So slight bend in the elbows if you need to. Looking down towards the space between the hands. Using your core energy to keep you in this position so that the hips don't sink down. And then we're going to draw the knees down. We're going to draw the upper body down and come into Sphinx posture. So elbows roughly in line with the shoulders, spreading the palms, opening the heart space here. The feet can be wide apart if you wish to. If there's any niggles in the low back, bring the feet a little wider and take the arms and elbows a little further away from the body. Breathe in there. Looking over one shoulder, over the other shoulder. And when you're ready, bring the hands back. Come back to all fours, tuck your toes under, back into your downward dog. Well done, guys, just breathing there, taking 3 nourishing breaths here. Wonderful, guys, bending one knee then the other. Walking, stepping or jumping the feet back towards the hands. Bending, releasing, bring the feet back in towards one another, bend the knees as we come up. Slowly, draw the arms wide. And back to center. Lovely, so we'll do that one again. Floating the arms up and over in line with the ears. Mini back bend, folding forward. Slight bend in the knees if you need to. Arms down. Bring the hands to shins, nice flat back. Bring the hands down, stepping one foot then the other into plank. Breathing there. Narrowing the knees down, tucking the elbows in. So you can either come into Sphinx posture or you can come into an up dog or low cobra. Do what feels good for you today. And then you can either come back onto all fours or just tuck the toes under, back into a downward dog. Just be mindful of the spine here. Breathing there. Taking 3 or 4 nourishing breaths. Bending one knee then the other. And then walking, stepping, jumping the feet back towards the hands. Curling up through the spine. Taking the arms wide. And bring the hands back to prayer position at the heart space. Wonderful, guys. So just grabbing hold of your belts now, your straps, whatever you have nearby. Again, this is optional. You can do this without. You can imagine that you've got a belt there. If you haven't got anything to hand, don't worry. So bringing the feet a little wide now. Bring the heels in slightly so that when you bend the knees, you feel supported as though you're sat on a horse. And we're going to take the arms up, float the arms up and overhead, and then lower down. So the belt is about arm distance apart. You're not gripping really tightly with the hands, just allow the hands to be loose as your arms come up. And breathe there. Wonderful, lowering down. Breathing in this time, arms come in line with the shoulders. We're going to bend at the knees and just take a twist from the upper body. And then straighten the legs, come back to center and over to the other side. Straighten them back to center, wonderful. Moving in your own time with your own breath. Wonderful, guys. This time your arms are going to come up and you're just going to lower one hand behind you. And again, release the grip of the belt so that the arms can stay nice and long, and just bend at the knees here. Wonderful, guys. Come back to center and drop the other arm behind you. It's opening out through the shoulders. So if you do have tension in your neck or in your shoulders where we tend to carry a lot of our stresses, this can really help the sequence of postures. Just release through the shoulders. Wonderful, guys. Coming back to center. This time we're going to float the arms up, and you can watch me to begin with. We're going to float the arms up, and then you're really going to release the belt, and then you're just going to take the arms behind you. So it looks like you're kind of Houdiniing with your, it looks really impressive with your belt, but actually all you're doing is just opening out through the shoulders a little. So breathing in to come up. As you breathe out, just float the arms behind you. Try not to lock the grip of the hands, just keep the belt nice and wide, keep the hands soft. Wonderful, breathing in to come up. Think of releasing tension through the neck, through the shoulders, and one more time. Lovely. This time we're going to fold the belt once and twice. Take the belts now in the left hand. You're going to take the arm up and bend the left elbow. Sweep the right hand behind you and begin to reach towards that belt. So you can reach towards the belt, and you can begin to inch the fingers in towards one another. If you can interlock the fingers, if that's available to you, then you can do that, or just keep the grip of the belt. Bending at the knees here. Imagine you're on an imaginary bar stool, having a smoothie for your morning's practice, and we're going to cross one leg over the other. So your left leg over right, if you wish to, so whatever comes naturally. And breathing there. Try to find a spot to gaze at in front of you to help with your balance. And then release. Lovely. Take the arms wide, lengthen and stretch. Maybe come up onto the tiptoes, make the body as wide as you can. Feel that positive energy moving through your fingers, and release down. Breathing in to come up, lengthen and stretch. Go for it. Think of all that positive energy moving through the body, and release. Lovely. Swapping the belt over into the other hand. So into your right hand now, bring the feet in towards one another. Take the right arm up, bend at the right elbow. This time sweep the left hand back to reach your belts. Interlocking the fingers maybe. It's always harder on this side, I don't know why, for me. And then just bending the knees. And again, this time taking opposite leg over. Wonderful. Release. Throw the belt over to one side and just shimmer and shake. Shake the arms. Get that prana moving, flowing through the arms, through the legs. Wriggle and shake. Don't worry about how it looks. Let go of any tension in the body. You might even want to have a little jog on your feet. Set the arms up. Take the arms wide. Take the arms down. Bring the hands to the hips. Keep the feet wide. And just begin to circle through the hips. Get that wonderful movement through the hips. One direction then the other. Moving the energy through the body. Give one leg a little shake. And the other. Shimmer and shake the shoulders. Lovely. So coming down to the ground now, bringing the feet hip distance apart. And take the arms out in front of you. Come up onto the balls of the tiptoes. And slowly come down. So we're going to come into a squat. If this doesn't feel good for you today, just come to sitting. So you can come down, bring the knees nice and wide, bring the hands down. If you wish to, you can take a block under your bottom at this point. Bring the feet down, Hindi squat. Bring the palms of the hands together. So you can make a bit of torsion between the knees and the forearms. So you're pushing one into the other. A bit of traction there. The palms of the hands together, and breathe. Smiling to yourself, that positive energy you've created today in your practice. Giving a little sense of gratitude to yourself now, the space you've made. And then we're going to release down. So move your block to the side, release the legs. Bring the feet as wide as your mat and just begin to sweep the knees from side to side. And as the knees come over to the right, so make sure your feet are tucked right in towards your body, that your feet are nice and wide. As the knees come over to the right, we're going to keep the right hand down and we're going to sweep the left arm up and beyond the ear. And then we're going to come back to centre, sweeping the knees over. And again, opposite arm comes over. So moving at the same time, getting breath. Sweeping up and over. And over to the other side. Wonderful, guys. We're going to make our way down now. I'd like you to bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, there is an option here. If you've got a couple of rolled up blankets or a couple of cushions, if you feel tight in the hips, you can place them right in towards the hips on either side as you come down. But if you feel okay otherwise, you can do this without the support. It's completely up to you. So begin to release the body down. You can take the arms overhead if that feels good today. You can take the arms out to the side or rest the hands between the hips, so making that triangle with the hands and just resting the hands on the hips or on the belly. And just close the eyes here. Thinking of that positive energy moving through the body. Breathe it in, breathe it from the top of the head, filling the belly. Positive light, positive energy, and release. Through the mouth, the nose, whatever feels good for you. If you wish to here, you can come into a golden thread breath. This is a breath that really helps to move into the parasympathetic nervous system, kind of indicating to the body that it's time to unwind. Breathing in through the nose. As you breathe out, we're going to create a tiny little parting between the lips, almost as though it's just a single thread of breath that leaves from the lips. As you breathe out from this thread of breath, imagine this breath pouring from the lips. So you're not pushing the breath, you're not making a big sigh, it's just a very, very gentle exhalation that begins to pour effortlessly from that tiny parting between the lips. So we're not necessarily taking deep breaths here. It's a very gentle inhalation, very gentle, smooth exhalation, like a golden thread of breath. See how long you can make that thread. See how long that thread of breath is today. You may wish to imagine that thread of breath dancing playfully above you, drawing and swirling, making beautiful patterns. Maybe imagining now that intention that you made at the start of the practice. So you may wish to bring right hand on your belly, the left hand on your heart, and just visualize this intention that you made. Maybe give it a colour. Imagine it as you wish to imagine. Maybe like a beautiful flower or blossoming tree. You may just visualize a moment of joy, whatever you want to visualize now. Maybe a colour that resonates with you at this time. Imagine breathing it in, breathing it out with your thread of breath. Imagine with that exhalation, you're spreading that thread of breath as far as you wish to spread it, towards loved ones near or far. Imagine that breath moving round the world to those who might need a little bit of your positivity. Just imagine sharing that breath, sharing that energy as far and as wide as you wish to. when you're ready, begin to wriggle fingers and toes, floating your arms overhead now, making the body nice and long, lengthening and stretching. Then just release the arms down towards your sides, resting here just for a few moments in Shavasana. Visualizing that breath moving like a wave of relaxation from the top of the head down towards the toes, and moving from the toes back towards the top of the head. Imagine your body being surrounded by brilliant healing light now. Positive force field all the way around the body, within the body. And when you're ready, we're going to float the arms back over the head once again. Taking a little stretch here as we rotate the wrists and ankles one direction then the other. Breathe in to lengthen and stretch. As you breathe out, bring the feet down towards the ground, maybe raising the hips up slightly, and then draw the knees in towards the chest, and just holding the posture here a few moments. If you wish to, begin to rock from side to side, making whatever movement you feel is good for you right now. Maybe settling the knees or just staying completely still. And then just drawing the knees over to one side, taking the whole body into that fetal position, just resting here for a few moments. Wonderful, guys. Keeping the eyes closed, we're going to turn the palms down towards the ground as you bring yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. Maybe bringing your first finger and your thumb together, maybe resting the hands on the knees or on the lap. Keeping the eyes closed, shoulders down, back of the neck nice and long. Just take a few moments here just to simmer and settle down. Maybe just noticing the gentle awareness, how you're feeling right now in this moment, without expectation, without judgment. Just becoming aware. Of the hands to the heart space in prayer position. We'll be bringing the thumbs in towards the breastbone. We'll make the chant of Om just to end the practice. So just one chant of Om together. So when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in. Placing the palms over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening your eyes in darkness. And allow the hands just to melt down away from the face. Opening your eyes in your own time. Bringing the hands to the head. Positive thoughts. To the mouth. For positive words. And to the heart. Positive intentions.